Well, the hardest thing is getting it out of the packaging. I'll come back in a minute once I can figure it out. Right, well, I sussed out how to get it out of the packaging, but first I had to ease the box by putting a knife down and stretching the case. That is tight, man. Very solid box that it's packed in. Might even be a wooden box. So, no danger of that getting crushed in transit. Let's see what we've got. Right, well, here's the SOOCOO, I think that's how you pronounce it, S100 Pro, which apparently has a Wi-Fi app. It has a GPS extension, which I guess must be this, which acts as a GPS logger. It's touchscreen. It's the lowest price touchscreen camera that I've come across so far, around the £100 mark in UK. It's also got voice activation and 4K, although I'm not sure if that's interpolated. Let's see what else you get here. You've got a user manual. I'll have a look through that and maybe I'll read it this time. You've also got wrist remote, which is sometimes as much as £10 extra with some cameras. You've got the usual range of stick-on mounts and spare pads and a wire securing strop and standoffs over there, short ones, long ones, tripod mounts, male and female, standoffs, long, short. I see it's got an open back as well as the waterproof back, which is good to see. A bit of ventilation, allows a bit of sound in. You've got what is called a skeleton case with tripod mounts on it. Camera just clips in so that you can use it when you're not using it in a wet environment, and it has a backpack clip which clips onto a harness or rucksack strap or whatever when you are walking. Useful bit of kit. Lens cleaning cloth, handlebar mount, and if you don't know, the way you mount these things is you either put on a tripod mount and put the skeleton case on if you don't need it in waterproof case, or you use the standoffs and you just connect that between the mounts and the waterproof case. And you've got straps there that also go through these stick-on mounts. So I think that just about covers that. I'm going to get this out, slip in a card. Doesn't come with a card. Most of these 4K cameras do need at least a class 10, and if it's native 4K it will need a U3. But there's the camera, rubberized case and touchscreen, as I say. Very unusual, and obviously this company actually develops their own cameras. It's not a clone of anything as far as I can see. Right, let's get it on charge, put a card in, then I'll have a closer look at the camera and figure out how it operates, maybe read the manual this time. So watch this space, I'll be back soon. Right, well, this is the SOOCOO S100 Pro action camera. Now this is not only touchscreen, and it's the lowest price touchscreen camera that I've come across. It has a GPS extension which acts as a logger of some kind. I'll look into that. It's voice activated. It boasts 4K. I'm not sure if that's interpolated. And it's also gyrostabilised, so could well be extremely good value for money. So I've put in a class 10 SanDisk card. Goes in logo side towards the back. I'm going to put it on charge and then we can take a closer look. Oh, of course it's also got a Wi-Fi app. Right, so here's the SOOCOO S100 Pro action camera. Let's take a look. First thing to comment about, which is something I really like, is the case feels kind of rubberized. It's got this nice ridged feel to it and it feels very secure in your hands. It's a small point, but some of them do feel very slippy, especially when they're out of the case. So I like that. I like the colour as well, actually. Anyway, moving on. So I hope that's helpful. Let's take a look at the clips. This is at 1080/60 with the gyro on and the wide setting. Some nice detail here on the brickwork, and when you pan around there's some distance there to see the sharpness, and then we've got some nice detail here on the brickwork and the shop signs.
Your car, what a sight you are. Think I know somewhere we can park. After dark, system up with the top down. Got the city on lockdown. Drive by in the low ride, and sign when we fly by. System up with the top down. Until tomorrow, UK style, UK. Drive by in the low ride, and sign when we fly by, fly by, fly by, fly by. Yo, 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 throw your hands to the sky with the side to side. The city on lockdown. Drive by in the low ride, and sign when we fly by, fly by, fly by, fly by.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you going away with no word of farewell? Will there be not a trace left behind? Well, I could have loved you better. I didn't mean to be unkind. You know that was the last thing on my mind. No, that was the last thing on my mind. You know that was the last thing on my mind.
Excellent. Right, well here's a dark pub test. It's dark as a dungeon in here. My local Wetherspoons. out and check the boat? Yeah, no worries. Cheers, I'll park it round the back there. In fact, how about here, is that alright? You've got half the car park shut off. I keep my little sailing dinghy on the River Dart in Devon. Look how peaceful that is. A bit windy. That's the village of Stoke Gabriel, in case anyone's interested. Right, well, I mentioned the GPS logger. This is the GPS logger in use on my mountain bike ride that I mentioned earlier. I'm using it on Microsoft Windows 8.1. I'm not sure if it's available for Mac, but I don't know if you can see that. You've got Google Maps there, which I can switch to satellite. And you've got the video playing here. It's giving me latitude, longitude, speed. I'll show you a more interesting bit around the harbour. I'm not sure if you can actually download the track. I'll switch to a more interesting bit around the harbour, and you can see where I am here, coming around the harbour. I'll zoom in on the Google Maps. See if you can see that there. But it actually shows your route. And don't forget, when you use the GPS, it needs a minute or two to actually settle down and find the satellites. And it does need a good clear view of the sky. So I quite like this, and I don't know if you can see there. One thing actually, something this would be useful for is if you were using it as a dash cam, it would immediately give you a record of your speed, your position, and of course the camera view. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. This is a beta version of the player, and to download it you go to the link that's mentioned in the manual. You've got to put it in their manual, put it in your computer manually. And as I say, I don't know if it's actually available for Mac. Right, well, I think that covers that. Actually, I think it is 3D, because look, it's showing some altitude here. Oh, that's great. So if you wanted to use it for paragliding, it gives you a 3D track in Google Earth. Right, okay, that's about it, I think. That's enough of the GPS logger. So, thanks for watching. Hope you find this useful. And don't forget to subscribe.
Think I know somewhere we can park after dark. System up with the top down, got the city on lockdown.